All verse rising soul family. So let me tell you something. I've noticed that girls in California and girls in New York, those be one of the main girls that a lot of guys be loving to get a hold of, right? Because a lot of guys be wanting girls in California, wanting girls in New York, for real. Like, seriously. I mean, just look at how California is. Look at how New York is. I mean, what guy that's a heterosexual would not want girls in California, in New York? With so much fun activities you can do in New York, in California, with another girl. Like, come on. Now, let me tell you this, man. Like, bro, like girls in California, man, I've noticed that it's very hard to get a hold of them if you are like very far away from them. It's like if a girl in California is giving her attention to guys that don't live in California, like let's say a guy lives in Maine, and girls out in Berkeley, California, Venice Beach, California, Malibu, California, is like giving their attention to a guy out in the state of Maine in USA, all the way out east, all the way out northeast. You know, it would literally show that this guy must be very, very special or something. Because if a girl out in Malibu, California gives her attention every day, always trying to be around a guy out that's living all the way out in Maine every day, bro, he must be a special type of dude or some shit. Like, he must got the sauce for real. Because you know, like girls in California, they be so occupied by so many fun activities that's out in that location. Like, literally, it's so much fun activities that can keep a lot of girls occupied out in Malibu, Venice Beach, you know, the Bay Area in California. So if girls in California, out in the Bay Area and out in Venice Beach and Malibu, California, is giving their attention to guys out in Maine or New Hampshire or Rhode Island, some sort, he must got the sauce for real. Because a lot of girls, girls in California, they be so satisfied with like guys that's living in California just like them. Because like when you think of girls in California, for example, like why would girls that's like living in the Bay Area, California, be trying to look at guys in New York or look at guys like in Maine and New Hampshire and Connecticut, right? Like, because that usually don't be happening, right? Because you ask any girl that's like living in New York City, living in New York, living in Harlem, all the girls in like that's living in New York, they got a lot of guys that's in New York got their attention. Like, girls in New York is not looking at dudes all the way out in the states of Trinidad. They just not doing that because that's too far away for them. I mean, when you live in locations like New York that has everything for you, or you're living out in locations in California that has everything for you when it comes to occupations, your dream goals that you can actually pursue, and you actually having fun doing your talents every day in California or New York, and you're actually having everything that you could ever need, it's like, why would you look elsewhere? You know what I'm saying? Because let me tell you this, if I was living in the Bay Area, right? If I'm living in the Bay Area, living in Venice Beach or Malibu, California, and girls are giving me attention every day in Malibu, Venice Beach, and Bay Area, California, why would I need to look at girls in Boston or look at girls out in somewhere out in Jamaica, somewhere out in St. Lucia? Like, why would I need to do that if girls in California give me so much attention? There's so much fun things to do in California, like literally, you know what I'm saying? So that's how a lot of girls be thinking out in California. So, bro, if a girl out in Los Angeles, California, if a girl out in Los Angeles, California is giving her attention to a guy that's like living out in Chattanooga, Tennessee, for example, he must be a very unique guy. He must be a very unique guy that's like out of this world. He must be some type of celestial being or something. If a girl out in Los Angeles, California, giving her attention to a dude out in Chattanooga, Tennessee, he must be like out of this world some sort. He must be like a celestial life form she never met before, because Usually, when you see girls in California, the only guys that they go for is out in the same location as them, because you know girls in California don't do long distance connections the same way girls out in New York City and out in Harlem, New York. You know, like why would they need to do long distance connections when they got all them damn dudes in New York, a big place as it is? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, if I'm living out in the Bay Area, California, why would I need to do long distance? Because like goddamn near, like everywhere you turn in Bay Area, it's always some women. Like literally, the same thing that women that's living out in the Bay Area, California, Malibu, Venice Beach, everywhere they turn, it's always men for them. So it's like they wouldn't be on their phones a lot for like guys that's like long distance. So like for a lot of guys out there that's like, you know, that's like long distance, and they be and you all be, let's say you a dude that's like living, let's say you a dude that's like living in St. Paul, Minnesota, and you texting a girl out in the Bay Area, California. Chances are she's not gonna text you back, because a lot of guys out in the Bay Area just like her, you know, they got her attention. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's a lot of fun things to do in California. So if a girl in California, in the Bay Area or Malibu or Venice Beach actually texts you back, and she find out like, you know, you living in St. Paul, Minnesota, or you living out in East Rutherford, New Jersey, or some sort like that, like, you know, she must really like you. Because damn, girls in California, man, they not looking long distance, man. They not doing that. Like unless it's some girls I don't know about. But when you look at the way things are in California, man, whereas in Malibu, Venice Beach, the Bay Area, man, or Sacramento, you ask any girl out in Sacramento, Bay Area, California, Malibu, and Venice Beach, they don't do long distance connection, because a lot of the guys there are so amazing to them. Because every girl in Malibu, Venice Beach, Bay Area, California, Sacramento, they all got they always hooked up with a guy that's like local to them, because like, you know, it's so many varieties of amazing guys for them out in California, right? But if you did find a girl out in Sacramento, the Bay Area, California, or Venice Beach or Malibu, giving her attention to a dude out in New Jersey, out in New Hampshire, out in Massachusetts, out in Maine, Vermont, somewhere, she must really, really, really like the dang dude. She must really genuinely, wholeheartedly, whole mind, whole soully like the guy. Like literally. I'm just saying, like, because, you know, if a girl out in California gives her attention, man, I have to say this over and over. If a girl in California gives her attention to a guy out in New Jersey, she must really like the guy. Because a lot of girls in California don't be looking for long distance connections. And a lot of girls in California is not willing to, like, you know, go see a dude all the way out in Vermont, Maine, New Hampshire, New Jersey, when they just have all the guys they could ever want out in the same locations as them in California, and all the fun things you could do in California. Like, bro, like me, I've tried to reach out. I've tried to reach out to like girls before in California before. I tried to reach out to girls before in California. I never got no response back to them, and I realized like, oh, it makes sense. It's California. So much, like, I'm pretty sure anybody that's living in the Bay Area, Malibu, Venice Beach, or Sacramento, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be so occupied with so many vibrant people there that you wouldn't even notice who texts you from a whole different location far away from California. You wouldn't even notice. Like, if I was living out in Venice Beach, Malibu, Bay Area, California, or Sacramento, and like, you know, girls giving me so much attention out there, I probably wouldn't even notice a girl like all the way out in East Rutherford, New Jersey, or Maine, or Massachusetts, or anywhere on planet Earth that texted me. And that probably took a long time for me to get back to them, because, you know, the girls in Sacramento and Bay Area, like, you know, giving me so much attention, and it's so much fun things to do in California. You feel what I'm saying? Like, because California would do that to a lot of people. California is addicting. Let's just put it that way. California is addicting. It's going to be it's hard for anyone to leave California. Like, if someone left California, if someone left Malibu, Venice Beach, Bay Area, Sacramento, California, it would take a whole lot for them to leave. Like, literally, it would take them a whole lot to leave, you know? And like, bro, I'm gonna tell you this, it would take a whole, if you told a dude who grew up in California to leave there for another state in the United States, he's not going to do it. Because he got a wide variety selection of like women at his usage. So why would he leave? You know, the same way with girls, like, you know, if a woman like has a wide selection of guys out in Sacramento or Bay Area, California, why would she go leave that for like guys out in Massachusetts, in New Jersey, in New Hampshire, in Maine, and Vermont? Why would she do that? Unless she like genuinely, really emotionally attracted and very captivated by those guys out in Vermont, Maine, New Jersey, and all that, you know. So like, you know, the main girl, like, bro. So like, I could comprehend, like, when it comes to like girls in California, for example, like I could comprehend why it's so hard to like build a connection with them if you're not actually living in California with them. It's like, that would be hard as fuck, because it's a lot of fun things to do in California, and it's a whole lot of vibrant people in California. So if you a dude that's like living out in New Jersey or Maine, you're actually competing. If you a dude out in New Jersey, Rhode Island, Maine, New Hampshire or something, and you like a girl out in California, you're actually competing with other guys out in California for this girl. Like, for real. Bro, it's funny, but it's true, y'all. Like, bro,